folks. You know what I'm getting a little upset by, a little cheesed off by, is I'm getting a little fucking, bothered by, these people. They, get rewards, they get rewarded, they get promoted, they get praised, they get hyped for, the fact that they had to quit something that they were once addicted to. Now, to me, that's kind of sending a backwards message. That's kind of sending the opposite message that that we should, because you should have never been in the position of you having to quit something or having to give up something that you have just taken out of control. You know what? I didn't quit anything. You know why? It's because I've suffered. I have suffered with nothing, and I have lived with as little to nothing as humanly possible. So, there was never any need for me to have something that had such a control over my life, where it's like I have to give this up or else it's gonna crush me, because I have been down to the to take a quote from the infamous Jungle Book, the bare necessities. I have been shook down to the bare necessities. So when you have literally had nothing, it is easy to not let things become addictions, because you've already experienced the nut low of materials, of resources to help facilitate the betterment to your existence. I didn't quit anything. I did everything within reason. I didn't let recreational partying ruin my life. Where's my fucking praise? Where's my badge? Everybody has the 12 steps accomplished, and the the achievements for once having gone down that path and having to gone out of it. Where's the if they were completely logical about it, like, I would be the person who doesn't get addicted to anything and maintains life and does substances but doesn't let it control their life. Now, that is something that I don't have to fucking wear a 12-step accomplished fucking badge, because I don't let any substance take control of my life to the point where I would fucking need to. So, I think we're giving a little bit too much credit to these quitters here, and maybe not a little enough credit to those who can just enjoy things within reason without having it fucking ruin their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The World According to Kyle podcast. You damn right it is. How's it going, everybody? How are you? I'm fantastic. You can find me on your major social media platforms. YouTube at Kyle Max. Twitter, if I'm not banned there, at Kyleverse. TikTok, Kyleverse. Instagram, KyleMax86. And Reddit, TWA2K. If you have questions for the show, or topics that you want covered, or if you want to present a debate topic, or if you would like to get in on a debate with me, slide into my DMs. If you would be so kind, you can find me currently. I am on YouTube. I am on Spotify. I am on iHeartRadio and RSS. Catch me out there. If there's somewhere where you would like TWA2K covered, then slide into one of my fantastic DMs and say, hey, I'm on this platform. Can you get on this platform? And I'll make it a priority to get on that one, because there's so many platforms that one could be on. And you can't just do them all at once. So if there is a preferred method of platforming that you love to do, let me know. Let me know, and I'll make it happen. Otherwise, we'll get into the show in a minute. All I have to say, if you love TWA2K, give me a sub, give me a like, share this shit with your friends, because the sooner that this shit pops off, the sooner I can start popping off these episodes on the weekly, on the daily, on the hourly, on the minutely, who knows. I can just do it more fucking frequently if it's more spread round. So, me being the person that I am, I like to keep my circles very closed. So I have to reach one out to you and extend my my hand and asking for you to share this shit among your kinfolk, and we'll get this shit on and popping, and then soon enough I'll be doing this on the weekly, and I will be hiring a producer or editor to do all this shit that I fucking hate doing. And if you happen to be interested in doing that for me, also pop into one of my DMs and we could work something out, because I need all the time in the world I can to think up of the fucked up thoughts in my head to present to you on a weekly basis. All right. Without further ado, let's get into the show. As you guys may or may not have partaken in, we, as a TWA2K collective, are on the Cincinnati Bengals to win the Super Bowl. They just had their match with the Miami Dolphins, a little TNF, a little Thursday night football. And, I had a couple of observations I wanted to pass on to you folks, and I wanted to let known that I wanted to pan out to the universe of the interwebs. Now, it was a little bit of an unceremonious win. And now, what do I mean by that? Is that, the Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins were 3-0. They were a perfect team coming into this game. But part of their perfect record was contingent on the fact that Tua Tagovailoa, the Miami Dolphins starting quarterback, was injured. He was slammed down on his head in the Buffalo Bills game, which was the 4 days prior to when they were playing on the Sunday, and had a stank leg. He had a noticeable stank leg, and the Miami Dolphins medical staff chose to release him back onto the field in a game that Miami spectacularly ended up winning versus Buffalo. And so Miami, when Tua came up with the stank leg, Miami said that they took him into the blue tent and it was a back injury. And, that can be argued and it can be not. I mean, I think they would have had a better line of defense if they said it was a foot injury because he stumbled. It didn't look like it was anything that hit his back. But the Miami Dolphins were very shrewd, let's say. They were very intellectually savvy in putting Tua back on the field, and they had the excuse ready. They had the, it was his back, and that's what we're going to say, and they put him back out there with the concussion, or if he may have been victim of a concussion, okay? So this game against Cincinnati, the one of the Bengals D-line ragdolls Tua after he's dancing in the pocket for a few seconds. Ragdolls Tua, and Tua ends up slamming on his fucking head. Pardon me. And he went limp, and he seized up kind of his, his hand seized up like he was giving some crip sign, but he didn't, intentionally mean to, and it was in front of his face. It was it's the type of thing that you fear as a person, when you're doing any sort of physical activity. That's kind of the worst thing that could happen, is that your brain just kind of takes a spin and you seize up from the fucking head trauma that you just happen to undertake. Now it is an unceremonious win because I wanted to beat Miami with Tua. And I felt like that Cincy could have beat Miami with Tua. Now, a lot of the blame is going on the National Football League, and I think that is illegitimate. I think that the majority of the blame goes in one place, that we always ignore, kind of, and we always kind of give a pass to in the situation. Now, I think that now I've seen a lot of this stuff happen over the course of being a football fan for the past 25 years of my life. A lot of these injuries happen. They're always untimely. They're always awful, and you never want to win solely because of it. Now, that stated, that put out of the way, where the blame isn't falling enough on is the NFL Players Association, because they are the other side of the CBA, of the collective bargaining agreement that represents the players, that they don't want players suspended for 1 million games either. When all this heat comes down on the NFL, when all this shit comes down on Goodell for any sort of situation, for any sort of player fucking going Looney Tunes and giving a bad look on the NFL. Well, an equal portion of that, which is often getting ignored, and, I'm not a great fan of Goodell either, but a portion that is getting ignored that represents half of the blame in any of the situation is the NFLPA, because they're the other side of the collective bargaining agreement that is responsible for coming up with some rules. So if they were as steadfast in wanting this change, that it would actually happen, because if they could think of rule where this wouldn't happen. And the same thing happened with that those dive blocks, and the fact that it knocked out Kayvon Thibodeau, and everyone was tripping out that it knocked out Kayvon Thibodeau, but those blocks were still not taken away, and they're still legal to do, and they're not technically a foul right now. Why not? Because the Players Association, is a conglomeration of every single player in the league and what they feel and what they want and don't want in the league. And the last thing that the players want in the league is to have easy suspensions. That's what often the side that nobody is thinking about, is that there is two sides to this story. The players do not want to have to get suspended easy. If a player does target another player, then they don't want that to be like a you're kicked out for 6 games type of deal, because they know that in the course of an NFL game, there are kind of like bang plays, like they say, like the football announcers say, there are bang plays that are just kind of, they happen. And if we're gonna just legislate against that, we're gonna have 50 to 100 NFL players suspended for 6 months minimum throughout the course of a regular season. And the players don't want that, because the players don't want to fuck up and have a momentary lapse in judgment and have that cost them like half of their salary. So while we want to blame, and while it is convenient for us and our egos and feeling like we're good people, while it's convenient for us to blame the NFL, it might not necessarily be that the NFL is all that is to blame in this scenario. I'm just saying, I'm all for the Roger Goodell sucks. And I'm all for finding a good commissioner that'll do the things that'll advance football into the 21st century. But we have to distribute the blame where it is due, and at least 50% of the blame has to go on the National Football League Players Association. And instead of Roger Goodell in the NFL and the owners eating this, let's accept that there's a two-way street here, and that if the players really wanted something that would help protect against them, that we would have it already. We would have it already, okay? And now, this is one of those things where I hate to say I told you so, not really, but I told you so, you know what I'm saying? And that is the fact that Zach Taylor is not a good NFL coach, okay? He has coasted on the coattails of the Sean McVay coaching tree for far too long. And it would be I would let it simmer. I would let this have some time to fucking pan out. But it's like every game there's some fucking stupid shit that goes on. Just give me one game where you fucking coach flawlessly, and I won't come at you. But every game there's some monumental fuck up that can be traced directly to the coach, the coach's inaction, or action when there should not be action, or just complete telegraphing of your intentions. And it's really getting fucking annoying because, like, you know, I look across the field and, you know, I see Mike McDaniels. And, okay, so here's how I break it down. Mike McDaniels with an injured Tua loses to Zach Taylor and a healthy Bengals. An injured Joe Burrow and a good Zach Taylor loses to a healthy Tua and a good Mike and just average Mike McDaniels. A bad playing Burrow and a Mike McDaniels would beat a good playing Tua and a average Zach Taylor. A great playing Joe Burrow and Zach Taylor is a flip if there is a great playing Tua and an average Mike McDaniels. It would depend on which plays the Bengals ended up capitalizing on. Zach Taylor is not a great football coach. And there are... It's just when it comes down to these very pivotal moments, he overthinks himself way too much. There was way too much traffic jams and log jams inside of these very pivotal situations. I remember with like 10 minutes left in the second quarter, there's a 4th and 1.5. And now Zach Taylor is deciding to go for it. Now, I like this decision to go for it. I love the decision to go for it on 4th and 1.5 or 2. It could be either one. 1.5 or 2 yards to the first down converting. I love the decision to go for it. I personally love the decision. Now, okay, who does he line up there with? He lines up with one wide receiver. So he has a box stacked. So he's conveying that he is going to run. He is saying, I'm going to run. He has one wide receiver out in a stacked box and a fullback. He's saying, I'm going to run the ball. Now, first of all, it's 1.5, not 1 yard. If you're just going to smash Joe Mixon up the middle, then I would probably say that if it's 1 yard, yeah, you're going to get 1 yard if you just smash Joe Mixon up the middle. There's a lot of Joes in this, so don't be surprised if I do this more a lot. Now, so here's a thing where, and even in the last week, like, so what ends up happening is that Zach Taylor calls a pitch to the short side, to the side of the field where there's the least amount of space to work with, because the field, where the ball was placed, favored the right side, and he hitched it to the right side. So you have a shorter, you have like a 40%, 35% of the field to work with, compared to a 50 to 55 to 60% of the field to work with if he would have hitched it in the left direction. But that's not, though, what I'm pissed off about. What I'm pissed off about is that these plays on 4th down, which he had another chance on 4th down, he completely fucked it up again. There's just these plays on 4th down that when the skill position player gets the ball, they're behind the line of scrimmage. Zach Taylor in week 3 did another fucking one of these plays with Jamar Chase catching a fucking jet sweep on 4th down. Why on 4th down are you having your players catch it when they're already at a loss? If you're going to smash it up the middle, that's fine. And you think you got a beat on the defense, that's fine. You probably don't. And it's probably better to do a fucking play action, which you do very rarely. But every time you seem to do, it seems to work out incredibly. So why are you going away from it? Now, I can understand in that situation, if you're play actioning it, you're going to play action the hitch, and then you have one wide receiver. They're expecting the run. The best thing you could possibly do if they're expecting the run is to give them like a 2 to 3 yard advantage by hitching it. Because you have the box stacked, so they have a defense that is prepared to stop the run. I was begging the TV. I'm just like, if this is a play action pass, I seriously forgive everything Zach Taylor has ever done, because this is a brilliant play call. Putting in one wide receiver and doing a fucking play action pass on a fucking jumbo set. And faking the hitch, I would have fucking just nutted in my fucking pants right then and there, because I would have fucking begged for forgiveness for ever insulting Zach Taylor. But that was not the case. He did exactly what I fucking thought he would do, and he did fucking chucked it off to the running back, like 3.5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, almost 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And guess what? He got stuffed to the Miami Dolphins soft ass linebacker and secondary that cannot fucking handle the physicality of Cincinnati's offense. Just unbelievable. This is not how you coach professionally in the NFL to win. And this is not a fucking death nail. Like, I'm optimistic. I hope that we can work this out. I want to see Zach Taylor figure his shit out. I want to see him not choke. I want to see him not trip over his dick when he's fucking, got his boot to the throat of the opponent. But it's just not happening. And it's not happening on like a, it happens 1 in every fucking 10, 1 in every 5 situations instead of 50-50. I would be willing to live with a 50-50. I'm not willing to live with a 1 in 5 fucking crapshoot, because you're telegraphing exactly what you're going to do to the defense, and you're just thinking that whatever we got is going to, that the execution is just going to beat them when they know exactly what the fuck is coming. Now, there's some good things about Zach Taylor, but he's clearly lost in his own head. Now, it's not as bad as the fucking Brandon Staley situation. Brandon Staley is fucked. Brandon Staley let the criticism get to him in such a way where he's overcorrecting. Now, Zach Taylor isn't overcorrecting, but he's not really correcting the shit that he is supposed to be improving. Like, watching Zach Taylor try to, come up with a play call to punch the ball into the end zone is like trying to watch a Saw movie character get out of like one of Jigsaw's traps. These are really tiny scissors. I'm just gonna keep cutting. Like, that is what it feels like watching him. It doesn't feel like a coin flip. It feels like a fucking torturous event to try and watch this guy scheme up something that works with his offense. And now, whatever. I'll be the one who puts it out there. But this is I loved how our offensive line played last game. And I loved how they have been developing. And I don't think it's been bad. And actually, the the front three that protect Joe Burrow the most, Karras, Kappa, and Collins, and Volson, they've all been playing good. So, I mean, like last week, to only get fucking 3 points in a half is a fucking failure of coaching. That's it. It's not anything else. With the skill position players that you have, and the talent and the speed and the ability to be multifaceted and to do a lot of things really well. I mean, that's on the coaching, and I fucking hope it works out. I have fucking money on just like you. And whatever, we beat the Miami Dolphins. We beat the 3-0 teams, but the 3-0 team. But this is not something to celebrate about. We have shit to work on. And hopefully we fucking get there. Because the Super Bowl is for the taking. The opposition does not look as good as it could be. Let's just say, Josh Allen is having his normal brain fart. Josh Allen fucking moves. The Raiders aren't shit. Kansas City's taking a step back. Miami, and you know what? I told my friends, and I voted on every poll that Cincinnati was going to beat Miami because Cincinnati's got very fast secondary, and they don't have a elite level pass rush. But that being said, it's no excuse to just lose every game where there's a great pass rush. I mean, you have to have something where it's just you're not automatically going to lose when there's a great pass rush going against you. So, the NFL, just wow. I mean, can you imagine doing anything else with your Sunday besides watching NFL football? I don't know. I feel sorry for you if you're not, because it is just you're missing just something really special. Now, there was another kind of issue with Mahomes when Mahomes was playing on the Monday Nighter, and he kind of had a issue with Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator. Now, the offensive coordinator, he just wanted to kind of go into half, and it was they had a little bit amount of time left. And the offensive coordinator was just okay, yeah, let's just go into half and whatever. And now, Mahomes got a little pissed off, and I could see that because those points might have ended up mattering. I mean, KC went on to lose a game, and if they would have got a chunk play and then kicked a field goal and had that extra 3 points to work with, they might have won. So, I mean, it's about knowing what you have to work with, and about the sign of great coach is to have done everything possible to have ensured that his team won. Now, it might have not happened, and the talent might have not been there, and the plays might have not been there, and the luck might have not been there. But as a coach, the way to vindicate yourself from a loss or tie or win where you didn't beat the point spread is to have done the things to put your team in a position to do the best that they possibly can do. That is your job as a coach. And that is what differentiates the great coaches from the not so great coaches. So, Zach Taylor, are you just calling these timid plays on 4th down? You know that analytics, and you know that the analytics community likes that you're going for it, but are you calling the plays that are really going to be effective, or are you just calling the safe plays, hoping they work out, hoping that the talent prevails, and you'll look good on the coattails of your of the fact that you have a really great offensive weapons and skill position players. So I hope I'm proven wrong, but I don't think coaching like this can win a Super Bowl. I do not think coaching like this can win a Super Bowl. And I really hope it changes. I got all the faith in the world that Zach Taylor can change. He just needs to fucking make the right decision when the moment is the most pivotal. And that's when, when I'm going into these games and I'm watching and I'm seeing, okay, and at these absolutely pivotal moments, in these pivotal situations, I'm saying, okay, I hope he's doing this. And it's always the exact opposite. And it's always the fucking exact opposite that he's doing. So, I don't know what it is, if it's OC or the HC. I know at least half the blame has to go on the HC, because some of these situations where we're not challenging, we've had 2 touchdowns and 1 interception that would have went our way had they been challenged, but they weren't. Especially the Chase one where he went into the end zone and you rush a guys to the line to run it up the gut, which is exactly what they were expecting and exactly what they hoping that you would call, and then they stuffed you for fucking 5 yards. So that's where we're at. We're all right. Things look good, but I mean, there's a lot of things which could be better. I just want to say in passing before I stop the sports talk is that, I want to pour one out. And I got to pour one out for my man. For my guy, Nathan Rourke of the British Columbia, of the BC Lions, the British Columbia Lions CFL team. Now, I would actually still be watching the CFL had Nathan Rourke not gotten injured. But he did get injured. And now I'm not watching the CFL. Now, normally the CFL doesn't exist to me once preseason football starts. But this year was a little bit different because of this cat, Nathan Rourke, the Miami Bobcat, legend, Nathan Rourke. It sucks that he is not in this. I hope he fucking comes back, guns blazing next year, looking exactly like he did this year. Because the CFL is a better place with him playing and with him in the mix. That is for damn sure. Now I'm just assuming Winnipeg is gonna fucking win it all, and that's that for the 3rd year in a row, which is what it seems like is gonna happen. So pour one out to my homie, fucking Nathan Rourke. Hope you get back soon from your Liz Frank injury, and hope you fucking tear up the CFL. Exactly like you were doing fucking, when this shit began. That sucks to see, man. You know, he's playing such good football also. Now, let's kind of fucking transition into this other topic, okay? Now, I'm a poker player myself, and, you know, I've dealt poker. So, I've seen a lot of poker throughout my lifetime. And now, I love poker. It's a fucking great thing. It's a great thing to play. It's a great thing to be a part of. Now, so there are situations in poker that, I mean, you could always imagine there's only 52 cards in the deck. Now, there's situations in poker which happen, which can be kind of deep and can be kind of crazy. Now, this is one of them. Now, so let me load it up and we'll just watch it live as it's happening. So, dude has 8-7 of clubs. Now, let's continue. The girl has jack of clubs and 4 of hearts. It's just them in the pot. He raises, she calls. The flop, 9, 10, 10. 2 clubs. He bets. She calls. Turn card. Turn card is a 3 of hearts, complete rag.
Puts backdoor hearts down. This is usually when Garrett will lay the hammer down with combo draws.
So he bets into the pot. He bets.
She's got one club and 1 heart, and
he bets half the pot. And she's gonna raise him right now.
Gonna raise it.
She basically min raises 1.5 raises with Jack 4.
I think he's considering bet 3 betting, and yep.
So he goes all in.
There's the all in.
She's in the tank right now.
He's just so
All in with 8-7 on a 10-10-9-3 board. And she thinks about it and calls. She thinks about it and calls. With Jack 4.
You call me with a jack high? You call me with a jack high?
for once, but it's up to you. Oh my god.
This is just fucking like poker at its finest. Like,
is it possible that her hand might be misread in the card graphics or something?
the announcers are even thinking that she's misread her hand. No, she has not misread her hand. She just thinks he's full of complete shit.
Jack high?
Complete shit. And she's fucking exactly right. He tried to bully the pot. Look at him. He's like a deer caught in headlights right now. So they run it once. It's a 9 of diamonds, which Jack High wins. 2 pairs, 9s and 10s with a Jack High. Beats the 2 pair 9s and 10s with the 8 high.
She's good with the first one.
So and they run him again. So whatever, they run him again, and then it's an ace. They decide to run it twice, and then it's an ace. So she wins both. And now people are out here like saying, "Oh, she cheated. Oh, that's a bad call. Oh, no, it was the right call. She won. It was the right call. She knew he was full of absolute shit." Now, there's a difference between, you can't just treat all bluffing the same. And that's what she did. She did not treat all bluffing the same. There's bluffing when you have ace high, and there's bluffing when you have complete shit. He had complete shit. And this move works against 95% of poker players. But she was the 5% that it did not work against. Now, even fucking your pros fold this. She did not. Now, You're trying to tell me that was a bad call? That was a fucking great call. She read him like a book. She knew he had absolutely nothing. Your average hand in poker, when you're dealt, okay, so when it's heads up, when it's just you and someone else, the average hand in poker is Queen 6. And she had Jack 4. That's not that far off. There's 2-3. There's 2-4. There's 3-4. There's 3-2. There's fucking 5-6. Like there's a lot of possibilities outside of just king rag, queen rag, ace rag. And she just fucking she just thought he was full of complete shit. He could have been full of complete shit with king high, but I think that would have gone a little bit differently. And it was just a fucking good read, and it was great poker. That is great poker. Having the balls to call in a situation like that. Not a lot of people have that. I can fucking guarantee you. Less than 5% of the poker world has the ability to make that call. And if he's fucking portraying signs of weakness, if you knew, let's put the flush draw to the side. Let's forget about that. If you knew he had 8-9 in that situation, he was chasing a straight draw. Is it a good call to call with Jack high? Of course it is. He had the flush draw to boot, so, but he didn't need to go all in. He could have just cold called and fucking figured out a river. His misplay was what fucked the hand up for him. It had nothing to do with her. She was just like, I think I'm good right now, so I'll call. Now, the river card came out and it paired the board. If he just cold called, saw a river, and then fucking bet on it, I guarantee you she folds. What can you put him on? Like 8, 10, 10, 9, 2 clubs in a 3? And he's chunking all in. What are you protecting? So you're saying you don't have a flush or straight draw with that bet, and you're pretending like you have the high card or like you have the best possible hand. She thinks she has the best possible hand in your drawing, and she called you on the bullshit. So it's not a bad call. It won, and B, she fucking read him like a book. And this wasn't cheating, because we've seen the Mike Postle shit, and we've seen the when you're looking and you're figuring shit out. No, this wasn't cheating. This was a genuine, natural reaction. She made a tremendously great play. She's a woman. Oh my god, like who cares? She made a fucking amazing play, and she read him like a book. Women can do it. It was awesome, and there was no cheating involved. It was all completely genuine, completely natural, and was incredible. And that's poker, and that's how fucking poker is supposed to be. And quite frankly, there's not enough of that. Too many of these fucking like little fucking gremlin like little fucking troll types just bet out constantly with like garbage and nonsense, and then over bet with it and get stuck and pot committed and just fucking chunk all their money on junk. And then they turn around and you call them and then, that was a bad play. Like, bro, You chunked all your money in with fucking 8 high. And you're telling me I fucking did the bad play? So, that's just my thought on this. From the glimpse of me watching this, 100% does not look at all like there's any form of cheating going on whatsoever. So, sorry for you outrage merchants. And speaking of outrage merchants, I just cracked a fucking delicious drink. I am drinking this cider called Impeachment, and it is a Ontario locally grown cider that has apples and peaches with a hint of mint from the Ernest Cider family-owned farm. And it is fucking fantastic. I love fucking ciders. I love ciders and drinking them, and the fermented apples. I love Strongbow. This is just some next level shit, though. Holy cow! I'm really digging this. So that is kind of what I am coasting on for my energy drink of the day. Now, I think after informing you of what I'm drinking, that it's been too long, and we have got to go into a fan favorite section of the show. That fan favorite section of the show, as you folks may or may not know, we are going to do right now. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Tales from the Crypt. Oh! And the Tales from the Crypto is quite a joyous occasion on this random market tanking week where there's just a sea of red and everybody's fucking complaining, but I have to say I'm not looking too bad, to be honest with you. Now, a large majority of that is something that I've been fucking chewing on you guys for since fucking May. Since fucking May, I've been telling you about QNT, and that I was gonna start on a weekly basis, constantly funding my QNT, and boy, has it been paying off. This is why you want to not play the market. Like, that time in the market beats time in the market. Because you never know when shit like this is going to happen. Now, if I was trying to do the timing the market thing, I would have totally waited. Now, I would have not bought all the QNT that I bought, but I did. And inexplicably, it was the thing that pulled us out of the bear market, and it was the thing that is kind of just constantly rising, that it's above its 200-week EMA, that it's while Bitcoin is beneath its 20-week EMA or 20-day EMA. So I have my bags packed. It's a fucking joyous occasion. XRP is actually rising too. So, like, the average price of I'm down very minimally, probably compared to a lot of people. Like, if you bought Bitcoin at like 50K Canadian, and and you avoided my advice, or if you bought Ethereum at like fucking 3.5K, if you followed my advice, you would have lost a lot less. But it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish. That is granted, that's for sure. But I'm just super stoked about our crypto positions, and you know what the thing is? I've been telling you this since I started telling you about our crypto positions, that I change them very little. This is why I do Tales from the Crypto as a once in every now and then type of thing, because like it is a once in every now and then type of thing. I don't do it all the time, and largely, by and large, my positions on what I'm doing do not change. They do not change. So what's a sense of constantly talking about this and that and constantly giving you updates? Nothing has really changed. Now, one thing that has changed is that quant, since I've told you in May that I'm constantly going to be funding it, has become my second highest asset. The second asset that I put the most money into. And thank God for that, because it has really this is kind of like an unprecedented thing. Like everyone's telling me the market is going to go down. Everybody's telling me that you should just wait because everything's going to fucking go tits up. I didn't. And I bought quant, and now a lot of the market is going tits up, but quant isn't, because it was the right asset to hold. And who knows, we could fucking go a lot further down, and quant could go rise into the top 10. The point of the matter is, you want to be on the right shit. So my position hasn't changed, but like I said, I told you before, I'm going to look at increasing my quant. Now, my portfolio is starting to balance out a little bit, where quant is my second highest asset, whereas XRP is my first, quant is my second. Now, all things considered, I'm not in that bad of a position, because the case for XRP is starting to come to a conclusion, and quant is my second highest asset, and it's the one that seems the most impervious to the bear market that's going on right now, which is a great sign, because quant, let me tell you something about quant. Now, quant is a second chance at Bitcoin. It is a second chance to achieve the sorts of price action that Bitcoin has achieved. And I am eternally grateful for it, and that is why I have a bag of quant. I have a big old bag of quant. Because it is a second chance at doing Bitcoin. And the reason why I'm not in Bitcoin, the reason why I'm not in Ethereum, is because they've peaked and they're too high, and they don't have that sort of 10x to 100x potential. Quant has that 10x to 100x potential. XRP has that 10x to 100x potential. Now, Bitcoin, Ethereum, if you hold on to them long enough, maybe they will 10x. Maybe if you hold on to 10 years, they will 10x. And maybe you have a lot of it in, a lot of your money into them, and maybe they will, maybe that is a smart move for you. But it's not a smart move for me, and it's not the smart move if you're putting in 10,000 or less into this crypto market. That's for damn sure. So I'm interested to see how it all plays out, but let me just roll down my positions. So XRP is my big daddy, over 50% of my portfolio is XRP. Quant is 20 to 25%. SafeMoon 10%. Libero, Casper, XDC are all like a 5% play. What else do I have? HBAR is also like a 5% play. So those are that is kind of my portfolio. And Time I also have too, which has just been a complete ass coin for me. But, you know, I'm still just holding on to it, you know. So that's it. That's my portfolio. And it literally hasn't changed in 2 years. Except for, you know, when I told you in May that I'm fucking chunking up on Casper and Quant. That's exactly what the fuck I did. And Quant has just like completely almost pulled us out of the bear market. And we're going to see what's going to happen in the next little while. But there is feasibly a scenario where, you know, Bitcoin loses money and drops to 15K and drops to 10K, but Quant keeps gaining. That's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, not at all. So you're better off being prepared for it. You're better off stuffing your bags, and you're better off dealing with both sides and not expecting, because a lot of my friends have fucked up thinking that Bitcoin is going to 10K. And you know what? If Bitcoin is at 10K, then what does that leave the rest of the crypto market at? 500 billion? It seems weird when the crypto market is under 1 trillion US. Like, because it just seems off. That seems low. It seems too low, doesn't it? So, I hope you guys have taken my advice, because you would be in as good a position as I am now. But likely you have not, and you are going to wait until I'm like filthy rich, and then me saying, oh, hey, you should have done this, and then you're going to do it, and then you're going to blame me for losing money when I was telling you about this when it was like 10% of its current value. No. You're not allowed to do that. I'm telling you right here and right now. Another thing you won't be allowed to do is tell me that biltong, the South African fucking jerky, is bad, that I didn't tell you to have some, because it is the fucking most delicious shit I have ever had in my life. Now, I randomly did an impromptu visit to a beef jerky place. It said they had beef jerky, and so I went there. Now, turns out they were a South African place, and they you know, beef jerky was kind of like what Westerners call it, but they have their own varieties of beef jerky, and it's either shavings or biltong. Now, biltong is, they gave this to me on the way out after I got some of the beef jerky style, the shavings, the really charred, like crunchy stuff, and they gave me some of this biltong, and it was fucking incredible. If you guys ever have the chance, if there's a South African joint near your neck of the woods, I advise that you get this, because it is the tastiest, best kind of snack I could have possibly hoped for. It was just marinated in some spicy seasoning and was chewy. It was like kind of having like a it was like if like beef jerky was medium rare, and it was like chips almost. You just munch on it. Like, was the fucking greatest thing I've ever had. Was like, you know, I could eat this shit like popcorn. So, if you guys ever have a chance to mow down on some biltong, then do yourself a favor, check that shit out. It's about that time, folks. We got to wrap it up. Be on the lookout for my next TWA2K. I will be coming at you live. We got a concert next week, so we'll be doing kind of a concert recap / music pod for the TWA2K 30. So stay tuned for that shit. Other than that, appreciate you guys listening. Do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. I love you guys all very much. Take care. But until we meet next time, ladies and gentlemen, that was the World According to Kyle podcast. Later, everyone.